welcome to Drawing with Joe. So today we're going to fulfill Luca's request of drawing a motorbike. So this is going to be quite a tough one for me, but you'll just have to let's just hope that it works out, because if not, then this video will be a waste of time. Anyway, let's get started. As per usual, you need a pencil, a rubber, and colouring in pencils, whatever colour you like. Let's get started. So before we make a start, I just want you to get some scrap paper, and I would like you to practice drawing circles. So I think just like any sport, you have to warm up, which is a lot like drawing, because if you want to get the nice flow, you really got to practice. So what I want you to do for starters is just draw whatever shape you like on a scrap piece of paper. And just don't stop, just get the flow going. And then draw another shape. Just do some doodling, but what I want you to do is just get the flow. Let's start with our motorbike. We're going to start on the wheels. Don't make them too close together, or else it will be really hard to do all the details in between. So I'm just going to start a nice light circle here. And then do quite a big distance in between them, not too big. I think I might do 3 fingers. Seems appropriate. Cool, so we've got our wheels, and now I am just following a sketch of what I've done, just because what you're going to start with is we'll start with the front and then back, and then we'll work our way into the middle. So I just want you to do nice loose shapes. So find the middle of each circle, just roughly, and we're going to do the post that comes up to the handlebars. So just a nice light oval. Again, just practicing our shapes like we were doing before. Now there's also a light on the bicycle, so we just do a light circle around here. Next thing we do is kind of a rectangle where we can make where the handlebars come off. So I'm just gonna go around here. It doesn't matter if they overlap as well, because we will eventually go over them properly. And another light oval for the handlebars this way. Okay, then I'm going to go to the back wheel, because I want them to come in perfectly. Sometimes if you start here, kind of just works its way back, and then you don't have enough room for anything else. So back wheel, it has a nice big exhaust along here, so a nice thick square that comes over the whole entire wheel. Next we've got a little tiny post, so just a little square around here. And then we've got some sort of pole that comes from about here to here. So there's a zigzag. Not a zigzag, but just some sort of weird shape that I cannot explain. It comes down and around. Cool, and then next thing we have is the connection of almost like a funky looking triangle from here and down, up. So you see 2 sides are straight, one side slightly curved. That's cool. Okay, now there's another point that goes from here to up outside the motorbike. So I'm just going to draw another rectangle. Cool. Now around the Okay, so next thing we're going to do the hubcap. Now, sorry if I'm saying things on the motorbike wrong. I literally have no idea, I'm just kind of guessing. So this one again is a nice curve that follows the wheel and then comes up, and again same shape over top of this rectangle. So this bit is higher than the rectangle that you drew here. And I'm going to stop it about here, just wherever you think looks suitable, because there will be other parts in here. Cool, so next bit we have some sort of weird fan thing inside the motorbike here. So it does again follow the shape around this pole. So just lightly, and it's almost like a guitar pick shape. Cool. On top of that we've got almost like a fan thing, so that connects with this pole here. So I'm just going to come up to there first and then draw almost like a fan shell shape that comes around and cuts back in here. Now there is another pole that connects onto this part of the motorbike, so once again draw it up around to connecting to the motorbike. Now it does look like I'm going really hard, but if you can go softer, do so, because in case you've made a mistake, it's really hard to rub out. Now on the picture that I'm referencing, there is another guitar pick shape, just a little bit smaller, that connects to this hub here. Just a little bit smaller and narrower than the last one, but somewhat similar to this one here. So these two are kind of same but different. And next to that we've got just a little circle. Not sure what it goes in the motorbike, but maybe they're just filling in some space. Okay, and the easy part, I think, is we're just drawing a shape to fill in here. So we follow along the wheel, along the bottom, cut in, up, cut in, and cut around. Just like that. On top of this section here, this little guitar pick, we've got a little rectangle hub suspense thing, which will eventually connect to the bike seat. So next thing we'll do the seat. This bit's going to be quite hard because it is easy to follow the line, but we want it to be as straight as possible. So just lightly go over top of this fan thing, up, and then have a nice round edge that comes thinner and thinner until you reach to about there. Cool, and then the back seat, which is where your legs go, I think, comes up, comes slightly up to the back of the hub, around, down, and then just a little gap in between the two. Now, if you're happy with the proportions of your bike, we can start adding more details. So I'm going to go back to the front of the bike and make this pole a little bit more boxy. So simply do that just by making it a little bit square on the end. Cool, it kind of just adds a bit more defiance. Now on here, oh actually I am going to add another hub along here, which is similar to this one, but comes down, follows the wheel, and then imaginary draw, and then comes back up to about there, I think. And then again, just block it off. Now we do need to connect this hub, and same with this one. So I'm going to do two little thin lines just to come back to the center of this pole here. And same with this one, I'm just going to do one on the back, just nice and thin. Cool, now for the wheel, I'm going to add, this bit's going to be quite hard, so just take your time and draw the inside of the wheel. So if you just follow my techniques, just go nice and slow. Now that I've done that, I can see that this wheel is just a little bit fat on the bottom, so I will fix that bit up. So just go to what you think. You know, everyone's eye is different, so just go with what you think feels right. Now for the detail up here, I am just going to go slightly darker around here and add just a little dip for a little light. Nothing too dramatic. And as well as the pole, I'm going to continue that up here, so that bit tucks away behind it. With this, I'm going to make this the strong bit around here, and this bit is a little handlebar, so just make that nice and square, and also not connected but not disconnected, just almost a half line. Now you can see between here and here there's nothing connected, so I will just add a little wiring of some sort just to make it look more effective. So looking up at this bit, it just feels like this bit is too bulky, so that's okay. We always make mistakes, so I'm just going to bring that down just a touch and make it a little bit smaller. And again with this, I'm going to add just a little skinny bit in between the handlebars. Everyone's taste changes and stuff, so it's always good just to draw lightly so we can always change it. Cool. When you're happy with that, I'm just going to draw a little line here, a little tiny circle, just to make it look a little bit more 3D, and then just add a little bike light in here. Now for extra details, I am going to do a tiny line coming up here and have a little mirror, just for something a little bit different on my bike. Just make sure it does look different when you colour it in to the handle, or else people might think it's a handle. Also along here, this bit in here should be suspension, so I will just add lines on either side, or just to make it look a little bit more suspenseful. Also on here, I'm going to add another tube and also make that just wiggly on either side, just to add a bit more texture. Cool. And maybe some darker spots here just to make it look like it's connected. Now in here, I'm going to slice it in half and add just a little circle in there, just to make it look a little bit more detail. And in here, this bit is a fan, so I'm going to lightly cut it in half, draw some lines going up this way and also up this way. Cool. And also bolt screws just to connect it all together. So maybe some little screws in here, a screw in here, also maybe a line in here, a line along here maybe, just to add little textures. I'm also going to do just a light strip along here, just to make it look like it's almost shiny, so when I colour it in. Cool. So there we have a motorbike. I'm going to colour it in and show you what it looks like, but you can choose whatever colours you like, and yeah, enjoy. And now that I've got that, I'm just going to trace like I normally do with my tracing pen. Feel free to do the same. If not, you can just leave it, but I just think it tidies it up a bit more. And there we have it, our motorbike. So if you prefer, you can do the outline before you colour it in. I personally just like to do it after, so then you can kind of just go around your colours. But if you prefer, without getting the rubber pencil marks, draw the outline, rub it out, and then colour it in like it's a colouring in picture.